All right. Why don't you tell us a little bit? Tell us where you just been today.
Oh, I was at Barnes Jewish. That's where I'm receiving my treatment now for my melanoma. Since my last interview, the doctor that I was seeing, the oncologist down at Jefferson Memorial, uh, sent me home with fentanyl and basically told me that he didn't expect to see me next year. So me and the wife went home and looked up our options on the internet and found a program that we might be able to get into with Barnes Jewish, and went down there for an interview. And at first they didn't want us in the treatment program because I had already had another type of cancer, and uh, that excluded me from their program. Now, once the cancer had progressed to the point that it has now, which it basically came to that head about 2 months ago, was that they let me into a group which they call compassionate care, which gives you the opportunity to try medicines that have been shelved in the past by pharmaceutical companies or by the professors that were doing the studies, because either it was ineffective or they couldn't produce it as a chemical. So that could be marketed by the pharmaceuticals. So that's what I've had an opportunity to try with them, with one of the newest medicines that is not even available. Really, I was the fourth person in the world to try it. They gave that to me about 3 weeks ago.
What is that?
They don't have.
They
a
don't
name
have
for
a
it.
name for it. It starts with R and it's got like 7 or 8 letters behind it. But it's actually it was being investigated as a RA drug, and a scientist applied it to tadpoles with skin cancer, and it reduced the tumors or removed the tumors completely from the tadpoles. And then like I said, they've tried it on 4 humans now, including me. So I've seen some positive results from it. I did see some tumors die off.
But this is still very much a experimental
Oh
treatment.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
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 So what they're doing now is they injected a tumor with a different drug to see if it produces a protein called BRAV, and the BRAV is something that they're looking for that they can produce in the laboratory. From what I get the indication of is it's basically going to match my genetics to restart my immune system. So I heard from the head nurse today, and she said hopefully next Tuesday or the following Tuesday we'll get started on that, which would be, I think, either the 11th or the 18th.
Tell me, how much has the cancer progressed since the last time I videoed?
It's gotten quite a bit. It's probably, what would you say, 2 times as bad as it used to be?
Possibly.
They say that I got a spot on each lung. They say that I got a spot on my liver, but they're not calling it melanoma because the spots are too small for them to really identify as of yet.
Really?
So basically from the point where they diagnose the disease till your demise is basically about a year to 2 years with this type of melanoma. And right now it's right at a year and a half. The fentanyl patches that they put me on was a major depressant, painkiller, and it was a very short time, and where I didn't even feel like going on living. I recognized what was going on and did away with the fentanyl. Went back to the doctor for morphine, and between morphine and cannabis, I'm good to go. So, and I mean, I don't mean good to go to travel very far or to do a lot, but it makes my days bearable.
Gives you at least some measure of quality of life.
Right. I do have a
Right.
quality of life that I maintain, and I use them both to do it. But I don't believe that the morphine would do it on its own, or that the cannabis would do it on its own. They're both working together, but it has minimized my use of morphine.
Really?
So, normally a person with this advanced stage of cancer would be on quite a bit more morphine than what I'm on.
They'd be on.
The fentanyl, they started me out at 75 milligram patches on them. With the morphine, I take a 60-hour extended, or 60 milligram extended release tablet, one every 12 hours. If I get too active for that day, which too active can be a car ride to the city and back, it requires extra morphine.
Well, what's it going to be like for you when you go home today?
I'll be done.
Because you have about, how long are you going to be in a car now?
Well, I'm going to be in a car another hour and a half before I'm home, so by the time I get home, I'm going to be pretty well done. So,
And how their treatment of
I've already taken 60 milligrams of morphine since we arrived here in the city, and by the time we get home, I'll probably take another 30 before bedtime. So, but I'll also vaporize, you know, and I know that that's good for me, especially with them spots showing up on my lungs. I feel like, you know, there's a direct correlation to the slowing the growth with cannabis. I really think I'm on the best road. So,
Yeah.
And I got a good support team.
There you go.
Yeah.
You do seem like you're in really good spirits for all that you've been through.
Yeah, it's all you can do.
There you go.
I've had great gifts in the past 3 or 4 months, and people might seem to think that's hard to believe, but when you come to a life-threatening illness, there's things that change in your life, and if you allow it to be positive things, it can be positive things. It don't have to be negatives. So, but maybe it's the cannabis that helps me to have an open mind. So,
Well, you're an inspiration to us, buddy.
peace and love. It's an interview. I'm done.
Hang in there, man.
The first doctor that diagnosed the problem, I'm outside their time box right now. So you got to put that for what it's worth. I mean, I'm outside of their box right now.
Yeah, because
And,
until 30 days ago, that's what you were using was cannabis.
Right? Cannabis was my only therapy up till 30 days ago. You know, 30 days ago they gave me this experimental medicine. And they asked me to sign papers as to me trying this experimental medicine, which they hadn't even put a name to yet. Supposedly only 4 people have taken this, including me. But the other person who took it, that the doctor was aware of, that had complete remission of the disease in a year's time. Now I'm hoping for the same thing. My metastatic melanoma was about as cute as it gets without killing me. So hopefully I'm on the right road. This the oil, a complete range of vitamins, vegan vitamins that I buy, and eating healthy food. I've really changed my lifestyle. So everything plays a major part in this. But the cannabis has been there right from the get-go when I first learned about the cannabis oil for the tumor. And I started using that when I only had 2 tumors on my leg, and it did hold it in check for some time. So I really believe the ingestion of the oil was instrumental. So the experimental medicine that they're giving me has knocked the tumor's size down from golf ball size and baseball size tumors, knocked them flat. You know, they're now quarter size and $half size tumors, but they've gone flat against the skin, and a lot of them that were raised above the skin are now flat and flush with the skin and just a black stain on the skin. So I think both drugs are responsible. This new experimental drug is actually the one that's removing the mutation from my blood that's causing these tumors to grow, you know, unchecked.
Still here. Miracles happen. I'm here because, well, first, you know, I believe I extended my life by using a full cannabis extract that I more or less learned about from phoenixtears.ca, and have used that medically for over a year now. And I think it slowed the cancer growth down, and I got enough recognition from your big scientists that are studying genetic drugs for cancer to warrant me being in their study. And you know that I was almost gone when they started that treatment on me. So I was up to 180 milligrams of morphine a day, plus some 15s that I could take in between the pain, and was basically bedridden. And and that was April of 2011. By the end of May, I was off the morphine and back out of bed and starting to function pretty decently. And I'm in the 4th month of treatment now with this genetic medicine, and the cancer's still in retreat, and it's given me a great deal of quality of life back. But they continue to tell me at the doctor's office that my blood quality is really excellent, and that if I didn't have this cancer, that I would be a very healthy person. And I attribute that to my diet and the cannabis oils. And I think that because the cannabis oils is a full extract, so it contains all the amino acids and the chlorophyll and the cannabinoid profile that's appropriate for your immune system to be on high alert. And it shows. I mean, I've got a good quality of life with my granddaughters and with my wife, and I'm able to get out and do things on my own, whereas 4 months ago, I couldn't even drive no more.
Well, now this is you're on an experimental kind of genetic type medicine.
Right. What the medicine does is it targets what they call a BRAF mutation in your genetic structure, and it reverses that BRAF mutation and starts the body's healing process by working with the body's natural immune system. And in 3 months' time, I went from softball-sized tumors down to less than a quarter in diameter, and the golf ball-sized tumors are almost flat against the skin now. And the spots that were on both lungs is gone. The spots on my liver was gone. Their last PET scan showed spots in my groin area, so I went in for further testing with ultrasound, and by the time the ultrasound results were back, the tumors were gone there too. So the genetic medicine is definitely playing its role, and all I've got to do is continue to try to maintain a healthy diet and stay off of as many pharmaceuticals as possible. And I really believe that the difference between morphine for pain and cannabis for pain is tremendous.
Oh, yeah.
When I quit taking the morphine, I went through some pretty severe withdrawals, and I'd only been on it about 5 months. And I was glad to be off of it, but it took several weeks of weaning myself off, to achieve that. But now when I'm looking for pain relief, I either use the oil or take some vaporizer hits, and then it moderates the pain. It lets me tolerate the pain, and
now,
that's so much better than them addictive drugs.
Now you have had some side effects from the genetic medicine.
Yeah, I've had it. The face has become ultra sensitive. The whole body's ultra sensitive to UVA and UVB light, so really restricted into sunlight conditions. You don't want to be in them at all. So everything that you do is orientated towards being in the shade or doing things in the evening or morning hours. And I guess that's what was so nice about last night was, we had a gathering of good people together for the right reasons for cannabis, and I was out here enjoying myself. And 3 or 4 months ago, I wouldn't have been able to do that. And it was I think last night was a beautiful night. It really brought a lot of people together. So I just thank God that He gave me the chance to take this genetic medicine and to show me the way with this cannabis oil on all the healthy things that He's put here already. It doesn't need to be synthesized by a pharmaceutical company. What it needs to be is handled by patients, for patients, and stay that way. Because only the patient knows what's best for them. The doctor can oversee that, but to me, that's what the doctor should be, is an overseer of your health, but it's up to you to obtain your optimum health. And I think I've stepped in the right direction ever since being diagnosed in 2008. So basic longevity for cancer patients is if you make it 5 years, you're in that top 20%. I started in 2008, that's 2009, 2010, 2011, I'm over halfway there, baby. Don't know if I'm going to make it, but I'm over halfway there, so.
You're definitely doing the right stuff, man.
God bless everybody that listens to this video, so. The important thing is that cannabis and new medicine can work together, and I think that should not be overlooked.